There we
There we
go.
go.
I was clicking that whole time.
We're live now, by the way.
Oh, okay. We didn't do the countdown. Okay, so welcome to the Good Talk. This is our recap and Q&A show where we go over the game we just played.
That's right.
We experience a lot of new emotions.
Yeah.
And we really answer the questions that are still left over, but also, not to be forgotten, we open up some very exciting new packages. I am excited. We just ate a bunch of chicken wings, so we took a few minutes longer. We had plenty of technical issues, but we're here now.
That's right.
And we're ready to talk about this game. What a game we had.
It was a really exciting game. Again, just a warning, this is for the Imperial Knights versus the, what was I fighting? Oh, Imperial Guard.
That's right.
So if you haven't seen that, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about everything. So it was a really, really cool game. It was a classic 9th edition game, right?
It was.
Where we really, I don't think either of us expected that game to go the way that it did, right?
Yeah, basically this was a game where I virtually lost everything.
Yep.
I killed 0 of your knights and 0 of your armigers.
Yeah.
So I killed...
No, you killed one armiger.
Oh, I killed one armiger.
Yeah.
So I killed one armiger. Yeah, that's the one you fed to me.
Yes.
So I killed one armiger, 0 knights, and I still won.
That's right.
Right.
And that's great.
And I won because of the humble guardsmen, which win every game, because you can just throw them out on the points every turn, and they pick up the points. They pick up. So I was going high on primary. I was getting my secondary. I took Titan Slayer, and I didn't get any.
You got 0.
I got 0, and I still managed to be so far up because of the primary.
Exactly, and that's really the strength of that army. There is the fact that you have these amazing, very fast, reliable utility units, and that's how 9th edition is played, right? It's these things that you can put up on points, get your domination, get whatever it is. They can die. Who cares? You have more. You're screening. You're blocking movement.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to see, honestly.
Well, at the start of the game, we both had our key. You had your Castellan like hidden.
Yeah.
And Bridger was off camera. He was also hidden. And I had my Baneblade hidden.
Yeah,
and so we were both like scared to come out, but you ultimately had to make a move.
Yep.
And you had this really cool advance and charge with the armiger, which kind of got into my lines and kind of messed everything up.
Exactly.
So that I had to get out there, and then you were able to start. You basically were able to kill my 2 threats.
Yep.
So that your knights were kind of invincible at that point.
Right.
But it took one turn too long.
It was just a little too slow at the gates.
Yeah.
And that's part of the matchup, right? The Knights, one of the reasons they struggle is they don't have those extra assets. So you know, the Vanguard were actually great for buying me a bit of that time. Hey Bridger, how you doing?
Bridger's making this awkward for some reason.
Like, directly
He's
between
looking.
you.
He's like.
Also,
he's,
sorry to interrupt. We just went from like 17 viewers to 200 viewers. I think people got caught in a commercial, so
Oh, okay.
they missed the beginning of this.
fun.
That's good. Do you want to trade?
Sure.
Are you gonna be weird?
they're being weird.
Everyone in the chat loves the couch.
I'm like between you guys.
and you let me know when
Bridger
I
was
should
just like looking,
change the camera.
like he was doing like the look from The Office where they're like the meaningful look to the camera, and it's like why?
No stealing the should. This is about us, okay?
I think now that everyone's here,
All right.
and
Ooh, I got my pillow.
do you want to should we just do the couch scene, or do you want the full?
Oh no,
scene,
you can
Bridger?
go full. Yeah.
You looked
Go full
happy.
room.
You looked happy, so.
I think that's it's that camera looks to be off, so you're gonna want to switch back.
I'm gonna go deal with that.
Well, what a day this has been.
Yeah. So. Oh no.
The mouse is gone.
So we do have some technical problems. You might want to. It's probably the pillow. You might want to try it on the table or something like that. Yeah, we've switched to a camera that's off. We're gonna switch back in a second. But yeah, it's
Is the camera back?
No.
no.
And not, was there the mouse? Oh, there's the mouse. Okay.
Hey, we're back.
What's up?
So lots of technical
How you
problems
doing?
today. Good. I'm feeling good. So I'm curious if you could do it again. Would you have kind of risked it and brought everything at me earlier on, knowing that I could have just kind of held forever?
I think I would do it one turn sooner.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, everything I did went to plan.
Right.
Right? Like, maybe I could have gone, actually, so there's 2 things, right? If I had known that I could play the game this way, which there's no way because the armiger play was something I was trying for, but if that hadn't gone off, then I wouldn't have been able to pop your tank.
Yeah, right.
And ultimately, I wouldn't have been able to come out, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I wish I had While We Stand, which normally would be quite scary against you,
You're
right?
right.
So knowing that I wouldn't be able to take that beforehand, and just starting the game fresh with the secondaries we had, yeah, I think so. I think I'd push one turn sooner, just knowing that I have to. Like,
Yeah.
I was curious. I was trying to like just poke out just a bit, not commit too much, and ultimately that cost me just enough to lose the game, right?
Yeah, the one big thing I would have done myself, and I had so many assets to do it, I could have easily just screened that Leman Russ.
Yeah.
I had like 9 units I could have put between you and that Leman Russ.
Yeah.
And I just didn't see that it could happen.
Right.
So I wasn't at all even considering it.
Well, it's not common that we, like, I put a lot of command points into that one Armiger,
Right.
and I was like, okay, he's going to advance and charge, and
Yeah.
he was able to shoot, and because he's Raven, it's actually
Yeah, right.
effective shooting. So it was kind of a weird thing.
But yeah, because I never considered it,
Yeah,
I could have
just like-
easily, I could have put chimeras,
Yeah.
guardsmen,
Exactly.
whatever, and then that would have made that not an option for you.
exactly.
And that would have, in my opinion, just that alone would have definitively won me the game.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
I
Because
was,
then you would have had no play.
No, I was very, very concerned. The moment
Right.
that I popped the tank, the Leman Russ, and then
Right.
I popped your other tank, I was like, cool. Like, I'm really in the game now, but I'm behind. I
Yeah.
have a couple, I think at the time 2.5 turns maybe.
Right.
Time to kind of get back into it, and I was like, I just have to play super aggressively with those points, see what I can do, and that's what it is. So it was a weird game, but I really enjoyed that,
Yeah.
actually.
Did you have an MVP in this matchup?
Ooh, other than that Armiger?
I think that Armiger is a good one.
I think the Armiger is the MVP, but I also like playing my Castellan for the first time
Yeah.
in I don't know how long, honestly.
The
Maybe
Castellan was a
over-
murderer. Like, it killed everything.
He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if I had a few more command
And
points,
he made a ton of saves, too.
Yeah.
Like, I had a
Yeah.
chance that first turn to hurt him real bad.
You did. You
And
did.
it just didn't happen.
It happened twice.
Yeah.
He took 3 damage.
Yeah.
So he was an absolute beast.
He was great. I think
Yeah. You have a-
that Armiger was great because it's just cheap enough that you could afford to throw it away in a game where you couldn't afford to throw anything away.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just strong enough to get the job done. It gave you an opening.
They're great.
Where nothing else would have given you that opening.
Exactly.
So I think that was great too. For me, it's the guardsman, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
The humble guardsman wins every game for the Emperor, and I'm actually worried when their codex comes out that they'll lose that because such pervasive double moving is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
And if they lose it, that'll kind of like be a big part of what makes the army so amazing.
Exactly. That's a big deal. I mean, as we know, the rule doesn't even really mesh right now, so
Right.
it feels like it's probably on its way out. But
It's
who
true.
knows? Which will. I'm torn about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's really, really powerful. But on the other hand, it's really interesting and it's
I agree.
unique. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. But really fun game.
Really good one. Do you want to open up some of these packages?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
And just so you know, we were able to get that camera going.
All right,
so
what's up, guys?
all
I
of
got
us
it.
are in shot.
Thanks for joining us, Mel.
I'm scared to
Okay,
change
so
We popped open the tape.
the other one.
Okay, so this one's from Trent Miller.
Hey, what's up, Trent?
Okay. Let's see.
Several people have messaged me asking if they can send us stuff, but of course it's Discord, so I don't know their real names, so I can't link
Oh, yeah.
package
I
name
know.
to
Yeah,
was like-
you should put on your package. You should put the.
Thank you.
your
You should
Discord
put your
screen
Discord
name.
name.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bunch of
Kind of.
bubble wrap. I still have no
Oh,
idea.
there.
Trooper Squirrel.
Ooh.
What up, Trooper Squirrel?
Squirrel.
It's a chest.
Okay, it's a little treasure chest made out of real wood.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, it's a puzzle box. It does not
oh.
open.
You're going to break it.
I'm definitely gonna break it. Hold on.
Oh, how great would it be if they just sent you a sealed treasure?
It is sealed.
Just
They're
glued.
I think they're trolling us. I think it's actually glued.
No.
Like I see like shiny stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
Tell me it's definitely glued. Is there any hint?
It says, one paint to rule them all, one paint to find them, one paint to bring them all, and the darkness bind
Oh well,
them.
then there's definitely a Vallejo blue green.
Yeah, there's a
Oh, and some Taco Bell sauce to wash it down. Enjoy.
Wait, is this glued
with?
shut?
It's maybe the Taco Bell sauce exploded and.
Okay, hand it here.
Oh,
Okay,
you got
okay,
it.
you
You
got
got it. You got it.
Ah, this is Vallejo blue green. Yes.
And Taco Bell hot sauce.
to wash
Ooh.
it down. I think you actually have to. Drink
Can you
this
mix
on
these
stream.
two? I wonder if you mix them.
Oh.
We should try.
You could actually get a unique color there.
Thank you so much, Trent. Actually,
You could always use more of this.
I'm just gonna take this. I'm actually running low.
Wow, give me
personally.
that hot sauce. Give me
Oh yeah.
that. I need that.
There you go.
Could have used that a little while
And you
ago.
get the treasure chest.
Thank you.
That's the coolest thing.
The like treasure chest that now I can glue shut and send to somebody else. And it could really be the prank I wanted it to be.
Well, especially since it's April 1st, I was like,
That's
this
right.
is perfect.
That was so.
Okay,
cool.
we have
Thanks,
this
Trent.
huge
Appreciate it.
box.
It's
What
so
is?
good. Oh, I can't.
Okay.
Not with a laptop.
Make some space
I
here.
got you. I got you. Oh, jeez.
It's heavy.
Jeez Louise.
It's a big
Okay,
one.
it is a huge box. Who is this one from?
This is from Reaper Miniatures.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very nice. Let's take a look. Again, we opened up the tape. Let's take a look. Oh, that's right. This is from Collins.
Right.
So let's take a look. I won't reveal your private thoughts to us. Unless it's juicy.
Let's read
So-
quietly.
Whoa!
We have a bunch of really cool Reaper stickers, and really high-end stickers
that's
too.
cool, actually.
If you don't know Reaper Miniatures, it's a really cool company. You should check them out.
They've always been like my go-to for D&D miniatures.
So actually, I use Reaper paints to do all my Ultramarines.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, interesting.
So, okay, and this is why it's so heavy.
Holy crap.
Oh.
It looks like the complete line of Reaper paints. Hold on. This is half of it.
That is nuts.
Yeah. My guess is this is
Whoa.
every single Reaper paint.
Wow, that's amazing.
This is upgrade
Thank
I
you,
could paint a lot
Collins.
more Ultramarines now. And then, hold on.
with the one color.
There's a bunch of their upgrade kits.
way.
Lots of exclusive weapons here. Yeah.
Space Marine stuff?
Yeah, so Space Marine weapons. Look at this.
It's a Space Marine
it's a
mouse sling.
Oh yeah,
Mouse
Space Marine mouse slings. It's like an army of like Space Marine mice.
You should point them
yes.
at
It's like the
camera
biker mice
as
from
well.
Mars. They kind of look like.
Yeah, that's great.
This is pretty rad. And there's one last thing in here. What is this one? Oh, it's a giant shipping container,
that's sick.
like piece of scenery that you can
awesome.
build. This is awesome. You know, we'd love to build crate mountains.
Yeah.
We could build the biggest crate
is
mountain
very
with this.
tasteful.
It's the foundation.
And then
of
this
Crate
is
crate?
yeah, it looks like part of the crate bits too.
That's cool.
Wow, what a haul!
Well, thank you, Colin.
Reaper, this is great.
Yeah.
We're gonna be building a hobby studio, as you might have heard.
Yes.
And we're gonna be doing painting shows and things like that. So we can
Exactly.
really test out these paints.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And see how they work. I'm
Super
sure.
cool.
Obviously, I've been using them for a long time, so I know that they're gonna be great.
I just continue to be blown away by the community.
Yeah, this is
Thank you,
amazing.
guys.
Wow, this is a huge collection of paints,
Oh,
and they're in proper dropper bottles.
I know.
Yeah.
They're not in.
James, you could take a...
Yeah.
Take a hint.
Yeah, Games Workshop. Just use proper containers for your paints.
Those pods are like evil. And
Yeah,
They are.
I have spilled how many now at this point?
all of them.
Okay, all of
They
them
spill
in a
super
grand
easy, they
statement.
dry out.
This does just fit.
So Reaper, Vallejo,
Wow.
like every other major paint company does it right.
Well, thank you so much. That's really epic.
Yeah, cheers.
Do we want to get into some questions?
Yes.
Good.
Pray for the mouse. Okay.
The mouse.
and for my eyesight. This is super far away. How do you read
It used to be even farther, and I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, we
Okay,
don't
good
love
can I
job.
move it in the shot? And they were like, no.
Okay.
I was like, guys, I can't see at all.
I have contacts in and I can't see. I believe the last one I read was the one about me. So great. Thank you, Thor Machine.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I really want to run my Hellblasters, but besides park a captain with them, I don't know how to help them. How would you run Hellblasters if you had to?
I've run
know
quite a few
Brian's
Hellblasters. You know me, I actually like me some Hellblasters.
Blood Angels.
Yeah,
You're a
I have,
monster.
I have so many Blood Angels Hellblasters. I also have a bunch of Salamanders Hellblasters.
Yeah.
But there's actually quite a few ways that you can run them and make it work.
There are. So one of the things you can do, which we've been talking about, we've never actually tried it, is you can take them as white scars.
Yes.
And you take the assault variants and you put them in an impulsor, and you get them up. Their impulsor is quite durable still. You still have 5+ invuln. It's not as expensive as Bridges says it is. And you can get them in and just do it's a ridiculous amount of damage. Actually, so the assault variant has the highest damage potential of the three,
Right.
and actually goes down the safer they get, right? The safer they are to actually shoot. So I think it's really cool.
Well, and of course, you can advance and shoot. You don't even need the impulsor necessarily.
Yeah, that's true.
The impulsor is a way to get them all up into range, no matter the variant.
even longer,
If you're a
yeah.
rapid fire.
Yeah.
If you're White Scars, you can also put a huge squad into not an impulsor, but a repulsor. And White Scars have a strat to get out after they move any tank.
Oh, that's right.
And so you could get a huge full 10-man squad out and throw. You can't put Chapter Master on them because you do that at the beginning, but
Right.
you can really throttle and do
That's
quite a
really
bit of
cool.
damage.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty interesting. White Scar is a pretty interesting way to run them.
Yeah, personally.
But I don't know. I think the impulsor is a good trick anyways, even if you
Yeah.
just want to run a smaller squad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I like it. They're tough to make work, but we've talked about this before, even just amongst ourselves. And
Yeah.
That's kind of been one of the things we.
High volume is the way to go, though.
Yeah,
I think.
it is.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Chad. Hi, Titans. I just received my first job offer for after graduation, and my first child is due in June.
Whoa,
congrats!
That's a lot at once.
on both
Congratulations.
levels. Jeez.
Any
great.
tips to balance work, family, and this time-intensive hobby?
Ooh.
Hmm.
That's a
Are
really
we
good
the
question.
best people
No,
to
I
ask?
actually, I've gone through periods of this, and so
Yeah, fair.
it's okay to slow down on the hobby. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? When I first moved out here, I wasn't really doing much. I was starting a new job and focusing on that. I had a young child as well, and so you can't necessarily always do everything at once.
Yeah.
And so the thing about this hobby is it's always here. You could do it at a very, very slow pace if you want. You don't have to put pressure on yourself of like, I have to finish this army, or I have to get all these games, or I have to go to that event or something.
Yeah.
You can play it at a really slow pace. And in fact, a lot of the more family-oriented people I know, they have big families around here. They only play a couple of games a year, but they have a great time with it still. And they stay in the like Discord groups. They stay in the like Facebook chat groups with their local gaming friends, and they chat a lot, and they're talking about it, and they're having fun. But maybe they don't game as often.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I think the biggest one is just like communicating how long the game can take. Because I think as someone who didn't know the game in the beginning, right? Like your husband being like, hey, I'm gonna go play a game. You're like, cool, have a fun 30 minutes. Like, not this is gonna be 5 hours. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then just
5 hours. You're not talking about a tournament.
no, and like tournaments. But also for me, it was getting me involved, right? Like how can you incorporate the family into the activity in whatever way, right? Is it painting miniatures while we watch a movie, or is it dragging your girlfriend along to tournaments so she can stock Jello Shot Man? But yeah, I think communicating and incorporation.
Yeah, totally.
The incorporation does not always work.
No.
I definitely did try to show my wife that, and she was just like, wow, that is just super lame.
You are the biggest nerd.
Yeah, she was like, don't ever show me these.
Don't talk to me or my son again.
Yeah, exactly.
That was definitely me for D&D, but I tried it.
You don't like D&D?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so here's the problem. I loved making my character. I spent like 5 hours. I was staying with my in-laws, which is Adrian's parents, and the whole family, the pack of nerds, all the Phillipses.
They have characters that have lived for like 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adrian's father's friends grew up, so he had 4 boys, is what happened. And I like made this character. I was a druid. I was so into it. And then you asked me to role-playing talking to a ferret.
Well, you're going to play a druid.
We were like, did the ferrets see anything? Hey, Mel, you could talk to ferrets. You should ask them if they saw the orcs go by.
And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
She's lucky she didn't roll a bard.
Yeah. She's like, I'm out. That's it. Because you like to play strategy games, right? It's about tactics and strategy and stuff like that. So it's a style of game.
Me too.
Yeah.
You can find a balance though. That's the great thing about D&D. You can be a terrible role player. If you're in a good group, they'll let you hang.
You got to pick a class that has no personality.
Like a
where you really
wizard.
A wizard, like a barbarian. You're like, I will charge, and you're like, they are role playing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go fight. We had when my
You
brother.
just talk very little.
Yeah, exactly. When my brother was younger, like super young, like has to go to bed super early, we had this magic talisman that would summon him, and he played a barbarian. And so whenever he was like available to play, we would just like have him appear, and he'd just be like this raging like berserker, and you're like, it's totally in character. It
Just
works.
pointed at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he would like go back in the talisman.
He's not
when it's
willing to
bedtime.
do any coordinated play at all.
No, yeah.
So it's just a pure raging
No,
berserker.
we had the funniest moments where like literally we're like, oh, all right, what do you think about this thing? Like, not interrogating, but asking someone. And he's just like, where's the
Leroy
thing?
Jenkins.
Ah! And you're like, no. And Dad's like, all right, that's it. It's happened. You can't stop it. I'm like, oh, God.
Mel, can you do me a favor and take
Yes.
your mic pack and put it on the arm of the chair?
Yes, I can.
We're going to give it the most clear shot we can.
Yeah, we're going to do what we can here.
Well, it also doesn't help that, chat was very nice and they liked my shirt, but my shirt also doesn't have anything to clip the mic to. So I now have it clipped to my
You have to hold it
fabulous
like this.
necklace.
Yeah, like a very small.
Like a
Like
reporter.
a really small,
Yeah.
like a fashion interview with a really tiny. Yeah.
But
All right.
yes,
Cool, thank you.
let's see. Excellent question.
I don't even remember what the question was.
How do you balance
Oh,
family
yeah.
and games?
Right.
And congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Seriously,
Yeah,
a
congrats.
job, a new kid. That's so
It's a lot.
exciting.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot. It's cool.
Thank you, Garnt.
Thanks.
Yes.
Hi, Titans. New guard player here. What do you think of a Catachan
Catachan, yeah.
list with 2 times CC, 5 times 10 guardmen, 3 Basilisk, thank you, 2 FP Manticores, 1 Master of Ordnance, and a Super Heavy with 3 Minotaurs, 2,000 points.
Can you
3
take full
Minotaurs?
payload twice? I don't think you can full payload
No,
twice.
you can't full payload twice.
Illegal list.
I don't think you're allowed to take the same one
removed
twice.
Did they say
from
they
our
all have full
Discord.
payload?
It said 2 full payload Manticores.
No. That would be amazing. If you could,
That would be
but
really good. I think you have to take 2 different.
Yeah, you do.
I'm pretty sure.
It's great.
Anyways, if you don't, good for you. That would be awesome. I would do it too, but these guys wouldn't let me. So they don't let me have anything nice.
I think it's a good list, right?
I think it's a really cool list, yeah. Catachans are a lot of fun, and whenever you're dealing with things with those multi-shots, the Catachans really go well. The Guardsmen help you fight really well. I don't know. Did I hear Strachan there at the beginning? He's really cool.
No.
No.
I was
2
gonna
company
say,
commanders, 50 guardsmen.
Yeah, I would
on.
take Strachan.
he's great.
You might even want to somehow find room for more guardsmen because that army can make good use. Every army can make good use of guardsmen.
Yeah.
Those guardsmen just do more.
Yes.
And when you have Strachan or a priest, you can do
Yeah,
even
are
more.
you on the
Chat
priest bandwagon?
says that you can
What?
do that if
Yeah.
you give up a warlord trait.
Yeah, that's
Right.
okay. So
I thought they had to be different.
No, that was they faxed the Tau, so I think you couldn't do the same one twice.
Oh,
Right.
because it's Tau.
But I don't. Yeah, they were sitting around the lunchroom.
cafeteria.
All right, Jimbo. I'm sorry.
Why did you go Australian there?
Yeah.
They imported someone from Australia who really hated
He's
Tau.
just the real maverick in the
Yeah,
studio.
he's,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Real outside of the box thinker.
But he
Finding
just
ways-
hates Tau.
Yeah, he just hates Tau.
Oh, incredibly.
That's how you pass the interview.
Anyway.
There's like a secret question in the interview at Games Workshop.
It's like a ink blot.
Yeah, and they're like, "What do you
just
see?"
Ugh, Tau. And they're like, all right, he's in.
So anyway, we like your list. It's a cool list.
It's cool. I like
What
it.
do you think about priests in Catachan now? Because I know it used to be a thing. Is it worth it anymore?
Not as much, because the things that you used to be able to kill, like Space Marines, will wreck you. But you can still fight, and like with things like witches and Drukhari more on the rise, and even sisters, you can get in there and really beat them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's plausible. You don't need to do it every time.
I agree. In the same token that Strachan is great, I think the priest can still be interesting for that. I think I agree. Like use the utility of your guardsmen to your advantage. So I think it's great.
It's fun.
Great. Thank you, Simon. Hi, guys. Played
you.
my
Hey.
first tournament last weekend with Morty and a bunch of termies.
Nice.
Struggled against the Scarab spam with
Oh.
2 Catachan. If it's C-Tan, do I assume it's
That's
Catachan?
Catan.
Catan.
It's
I
like
tried.
literally, yeah.
I tried
it's
too
a-
hard on that one. And how can I deal with?
That's tough.
It's really tough.
Every
So-
time somebody asks us, how do I deal
Jello
with this
shots.
model that hard counters my army?
Yeah.
It's like,
No, how about this?
It's
Wait,
Q&A on hard mode.
I've got a thing.
Okay.
You want to hear a thing?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You need to get on the point first.
Yeah.
Wherever you can do, or find a spot, dig into the point. And with your Terminators, you kind of need to make a circle around the point such that they can't get models on it without fighting you, right? Like it could be on one side of the point or another, but you force them to come into you. And your Terminators can kill a lot of Scarabs. It's only when they're blocking off the point and you're not on it first that there's a huge problem.
Yeah, that's true.
And you could do the same thing with Mortarion on another point, where he's just like, this is my point, you can't come near it, and I'll wreck you if you do.
Yeah.
The Catan are weird.
they are weird.
2 Catan is weird. They're going to get through your Terminators.
It's a lot, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that's the one thing that they're actually more susceptible to, which is mortal wounds essentially.
And ignoring invulns
and
and feel no pains.
Ignoring everything. Yeah, it used to be like, at least am I disgustingly resilient?
Yeah.
The feel no pain, you don't. But I agree about like being on the point. And to that same
Yeah.
token, if you're really interested in running specifically Terminators and Mortarion, that's the list you're interested in. Which is the play company that lets you heroically intervene with these units?
Oh, I don't remember.
Because that's a good counter as well.
But that's a good trick.
Same idea, right? You get on the point, they're going to come up with their obsec scarabs, try to just like touch in. You can't do that suddenly. And what this also lets you do is they have, it's a question of assets, right? They have more assets than you, so you need to be able to do damage in in multiple phases.
Yeah.
So this includes being able to intervene into them when they get close. And,
Yeah.
maxing
Exactly,
out on that.
activating. And one of the things is they're going to have to bring these Catan into play, and you can use your targeted psychic to bump some wounds off them.
Yep.
You can use your shooting, depending on even like if you're using certain Terminators with the Flamers, you might be able to pick off wounds there.
Yeah.
And so you might be able to drop some of these pretty quick, right?
Totally.
So they're going to take their pound of flesh though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's going to be tough.
It's a tough matchup, but some ideas. Yeah.
How many wounds does a Nightbringer take from a Mortarion?
For Mortarion?
Not all of them, but a lot.
But too many.
Enough. We have a video about that.
Yeah.
It's enough.
We do.
to, like-
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, you found someone who's a pretty good counter to you, so you're going to have a hard time.
Now, this is not directly answering that question, but that question brought to my mind a question.
All right.
Which is, with Drukhari becoming so prevalent,
Yeah.
because they're so powerful, Necron Warrior spam, immediately less strong, right?
Yeah.
Drukhari can clear out warrior blobs relatively
Yeah.
easily.
And the rest of the game was already teching towards doing that.
Do you think double Catan is going to become more prevalent? Catan can't be wiped in one combat phase,
Right.
and they can chew through all those witches.
No?
No, I don't think so.
They ignore the invuln.
It's just a
They deal
lot less
mortal
models
wounds.
to play with. You know, it's an army that a lot of people will struggle to beat, but the best armies will always beat it, I think.
Yeah, and I think Drakari also, they have a lot of ways of doing damage in multiple phases. You can fly over, do mortal wounds, then you shoot them, then you charge them. Now you've just killed the Catan in one turn.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's good, right? It's good. So I don't think so, but
What
I think the meta is going to shift for
do
sure.
Necrons have to handle Drakari?
More Necron
More
warriors.
warriors?
More screens.
Like we
Just
saw
triple
in
down
our
on warriors.
first game,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we didn't kill the Necron warriors. And Brian's like, yes. And then we're like, oh, actually, we did kill them. And it's true. If I hadn't been able to wipe that squad,
That would have been
it would have
really,
been
really.
lights out.
Yeah, I would
so
have
imagine
won.
if you had another 20-man block.
Yeah.
Like, oof. I think, and that's why I think we're going to see, before Silver Tide was like kind of in tournaments, but also kind of a meme.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be more of a thing, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm off work now. I did it.
Congrats.
I made it.
Yeah.
Woo!
That was a 12-hour
12-hour
shift. you did.
shift. Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
Fun.
All right.
Are we ready?
We're ready. What's the next
Would
one?
you like to add more questions, Bridger? Would you like to add?
Would you like to
Toby.
hold my sauce pack?
No,
No,
chat
nobody
loves
wants to-
how affectionately you're holding
I-
the sauce pack there. So nope, you're
It was
done.
a gift.
I almost
Okay.
touched it, too.
Yeah, don't look gift sauce pack in the mouth.
Don't look up Skip.
Thank you, Porthos. Want to kit bash a Sang Priest? What do y'all think of a Primaris Lieutenant body with Sang Priest arms, Sangar jetpack, and head? Put that Primaris Lieutenant to use.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Great use.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Sick model.
And then go out and ask GW to make a new Primaris Lieutenant.
Yeah, I was like, there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No,
I-
then go steal your girlfriend's bits.
That's right.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
needs more Sylvaneth bits. That's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
my
yeah.
recommendation.
absolutely.
I'm scared. Do I even have any Sylvaneth armies left?
Well, if you count all the armies that he has bits, it's like you have 5 Sylvaneth
They
armies.
live on.
Yeah, they live on.
I have a full treatment, or I have to go
Hold
check on my
Have-
treatment.
Had.
implies that you still have it.
They're
You had.
supposedly in the closet. Are my treatment still there, or have you just been
Last
breaking
time
up?
you checked.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
they
no.
come with a ridiculous amount of extra arms. It's nuts.
Yeah, they come with like at least 2 arms you could chop off.
I just
They have another arm
imagine-
on their back? That's weird.
Well, they did.
Who needs that? Yeah.
Just imagine Adrian's looking over them, like it's for the greater good.
I'm sorry. Baba.
Okay. Well, I had to go check on my miniatures when I get home. Thank you, Max. I got this Vermin Lord Deceiver for a painting challenge.
Nice.
I'll be sending it along to a stranger on a Discord server. Got a dream hobby army?
That we
That's
definitely have some
awesome.
dream hobby armies. That's a really cool. I think converting your own deceiver is a great idea.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I
super
definitely
fun
want to do
project.
it. What would be a dream hobby army for you?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm about to start one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which is the Dark Mechanicus.
The Dark Mechanicus,
I'm
yeah.
so excited for that. Again, if you guys don't know, with the announcement that the AdMech book is going to be next,
Right.
we pivoted to doing our Dark Mechanicus. So I'm really excited to try that. Something I've always wanted to
Yeah.
do. So that's my cheating, but also actual answer.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
What do you think? What do you got?
Oh, I don't dream about hobbying. That's not.
Is it
No,
like
a dream army you'd want to have. Let's say.
Yeah.
Oof. If I could have a death army with everything,
Yeah.
the entire line
That
in
would be an epic
multiples,
collection.
that would be an amazing collection because it's such a huge, all the AOS factions,
Yeah.
Chaos. It's not all one homogenous. You
That's
can't have
true.
a big Chaos army. You could have every death unit in your collection, and it would make sense
And
as
it could
one
play
big
as one army.
collection.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that new death stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
gonna be cool.
One of the armies I've always wanted was going back to my very first, which was my High Elves. And when they announced the Lumineth, for me that was really big. And they obviously just brought out this whole new line that brought back the Swordmasters, which were kind of like my go-to unit. And so I ordered a lot of all of that stuff. So the Lumineth is the army I really want to have, and that I don't already have. So I'm definitely going to be doing them.
I like it.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so I can't remember who is the person I follow on Instagram that paints in all metallic oil slick.
Oh,
That sounds cool.
That sounds cool.
she's an incredible painter from Eastern Europe, and I can't pronounce her name. She does everything a million tiny little brush strokes, and it's metallic, kind of oily looking blues and yellows and blacks, and
I just want her
I
to
forget
paint
the
my
name.
whole army.
It's
Just-
gorgeous. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. If anyone knows who we're talking about, please post her
If you,
handle in chat.
It's
should
such
reach
a-
out, get an army.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I don't think we can afford
Sure, it's
her
affordable.
at all.
We'll just
And yeah,
We need to buy a house.
Yeah.
Who needs? We're at the rent-paying stage of our lives. Great. Well, thank you. About 99 ninjas. Hey, just one too many. I hate Titans. I have a question about crypto thralls. Are they limited by the rule of 3 if you take, say, 5 crypto techs? P.S. The new studio rocks.
Thank you so much.
Are
They
crypto thralls
are.
a separate unit?
They are.
Then yeah, they're limited by a rule.
They're limited by rule of 3. The only way you'd get around is if you take multiple as a single pick, and I don't know. I can't remember if you can or not.
Multiple
Like in a
one
single
unit.
unit.
crypto thralls?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Can you? Okay.
So the model's not limited to
But the
3,
units.
But the unit is.
Yeah.
They're
So-
actually cool. We need to at some point play them up because they have cool interactions with the Mancers.
The cryptex.
Cryptex.
They
yeah.
get like very defensive, right? They're like,
No, they
stay away from my
really
master.
they get really killy.
Yeah.
Right.
Same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like dirt cheap. So.
The one thing I absolutely hate, I own 3 plasma sites, and I hate the rules for the plasma site.
Me too.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, because they don't even keep up,
Yeah, that's the
and
big
then they
problem.
have to charge. Like you have to use them in the fight phase.
Yeah.
And then, but the other unit charged, and now it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't. So.
The worst rules.
Why didn't they just abstract it? Like the Haywire Mine is now, it's just the
Right.
token.
It's just a
Yeah,
token you
this
have
thing-
on the
model.
table.
That's cool.
Right. This thing should be a cherub.
Yeah,
or something, you know?
I don't
They
understand.
really screwed up with this one.
Yeah, that's weird.
So chat did put the name. I'm going to try my best to pronounce it.
All right,
'cause
let's go.
Credit
Okay.
where credit is due. Katarzyna Gorska.
Yeah, that's her.
Right?
We'll check her
Okay.
out.
She has
Sounds
really
like she has cool
amazing
stuff.
Check her
work.
out. She's
I'll show you
really
guys
cool stuff.
afterwards. It's really cool.
Nice.
Great. Thank you, Trey Dudley.
There you go.
Thanks.
After years of Hook and possibly Crook, I finally got enough of the 2002 Tanith models for a first and only army. What regiment should I run as them?
First and only. Katie or Catachin? Like.
What are these models? I don't know them. Which
I
ones?
don't know the models, but it's from the books, right? So they're just like imagine like Magnificent Seven kind of style hero, like guardsman kind of thing. So
Oh.
like to me, it's like what's like the most robust kind of heroic style of play. So when I say it out loud,
Catachin.
it's the Catachin.
It's gotta be
I'm
Catachin.
realizing it's the
They're all
Catachin.
Rambo.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all Rambo. So probably as far as just being like cool, tough guys.
Scions, in a way, are also like all specialists.
Oh, that's
you know?
interesting too.
But it's
Yeah.
more like they're weapon specialists.
Yeah.
Right, they're not.
And they have the special armor.
Yeah.
You don't think of Scions as heroes. You think of them as like spec ops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized that I really hope we get from the new guard book?
Okay.
Catachan, like a combat unit. Like guardsmen that are just muscly and fight you.
I want.
Think Bulgrin, but human still.
Yeah, or like witches but human.
Sure, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They should be like grappling
So
experts.
sick.
And they take you to the mat.
Or like
Yeah.
they're like witches and like GSC, but like humans.
You know how the Death Corps of Krieg have the regiment that's standing still and the regiment that's like at fight?
Right.
They should have the one that's the Catachans that are fighting and then the ones that are like lifting.
In the back.
yeah. There's the ones in the back lifting and the ones that run up to fight.
That's amazing.
That would
Yeah,
be
it's a good
great.
idea.
That's true.
That one's free, James.
Thank you, Cap'n York.
Hey.
I
Thanks.
play Harleys, but as new codexes drop, it's getting way harder to stay competitive. What should I do? Paint my Deldar. That's what I'm going to call them forever. BTW,
Deldar.
great job producing, Mel.
Hey.
Great job.
Hey.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, paint those Deldar because they are
It's very perfect for them too.
they're just like Harlequins but better.
If you have them,
Which
I
is sad to say.
just enjoy it for now. Like we were talking about this the other day. I'm like, yeah, Harlequins are in a tough spot, but again,
They're still a great army.
they're still.
They're just in an increasingly tough
if
spot.
you were trying to compete at the top of the meta,
Yeah.
then they're in an
They
increasingly
had their
tough spot.
time.
They Karasu COVID. But like it'll come back around again once they get updated. So if you already have those models, then enjoy those models being good for now, right? But again, like you said, it's not that Harlequins are bad. So if I was to try to take Harlequins competitively now, sadly, it would not be my bike build. It would be lots of fusions and boats and things like that. And I think it would still do quite
Remember
well.
when we ran that against Mortarion?
Yeah.
That was
I just lose those games. I'll be like, I'm Mortarion? All right, let's get a drink. Come on.
the sad part is that at the start of the game we're like, oh, this should be a close one.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all of them, 2 wounds. And then we were like, oh no.
2 fusions at point blank range?
Yeah.
That you shouldn't play armies that hinge around one play.
Yeah.
Because you will always, and no matter
Me
what,
specifically?
you specifically,
Yeah,
if the game hinges around one set of dice, it will fall through.
Yeah, you never give this guy a Death Strike missile.
No.
It's such horrible rules.
It's horrible. Every
And then,
time.
by the way, it's more expensive than a Manticore. Did you know that?
Of course it is.
It's ridiculous.
So bad.
Yeah, it's
I was
ridiculous.
like, okay, so it does all those mortal wounds.
It has like 6
and
fail
then
states.
what? And you're like, and that's it. And I was like,
It has, yeah.
You were like so surprised.
I was
you were
waiting
like,
for it to do
wait, that's
more.
it?
Yeah.
That was all?
Yeah. Like if it did double that, it would still not be worth it. Like if you actually doubled its doubled its output.
It could just never happen.
Well, yeah, so it spent 4 turns to do 7 damage, which is not
8 damage.
not bad. Like that's honestly pretty close to average for the Death Strike.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's what it does. It takes
Yeah.
4 turns to deal 7 damage.
Poor thing. It should at least guarantee
With like a
block turn
50% chance of not shooting.
6. Yeah.
So it's like 50% it does 8 damage, 50% it does 0.
Right.
And when it does 0, it actually makes it's worse than 0. Because you brought a Death Strike, hoping you'd get to shoot your giant missile, and you just get to pack it back in your box and take it home. So it's pretty terrible, actually. But I've got to shoot it 2 out of 2 times.
I know, right?
Well, if I've learned anything from watching your friends. Like, you just need to wait. We have friends that like buy a full army when it's hot, and then when it's no longer good, they sell that army, and then it comes back around eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, gonna have to rebuy that army.
That's great advice.
Don't
We
do
know
it.
people that chase the meta.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Chase that
Jake?
high.
We know lots of people
We
that
know
chase that
some
meta.
monsters for sure.
Yeah, they're just like painting. They're like painting this red army, and they're like, "Is this White Scars now?"
The White Scars army? Well, you can just feel like us and know everything. So.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Wub Wub.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wub Wub.
That's kind of like the Harry Potter, how she calls Ron.
Oh,
Never
it's
mind.
Wan Wan.
I was thinking more of like Wubba Lubba Dub Dub.
I was
I'm-
thinking something else.
All right.
Can you guys message GW about point cost for the Palatine? Nice abilities on the model would be even nicer to be able to use it in a tournament.
Yeah, have you guys heard of this?
No.
They didn't include the points cost in the Pain and Beauty box, apparently.
Well, that means it's free, Adrian.
Okay, I've worked in retail, and
I was like-
you just triggered me so hard. Hey, if it doesn't have a label, it's free. I'm like, it's free.
No,
I'm gonna take this
according
apron off. I'm gonna come over there.
according to Games Workshop, the way they've described the points in the back of the book, if it doesn't have a points cost, it's free.
So wait, which unit is this? The Palatine card?
It's the sister's new character, the one
Oh,
that, the
okay.
sister's lieutenant. So, like, real talk, we actually probably will. But other thing is, I imagine it'll at least get updated in the app soon. So we'll keep an eye out.
So there's just no points anywhere.
Apparently, I haven't like looked into it. 'cause
free,
I ended
Brian.
up
So
having to watch it.
let's make a point cost right now. What do you think?
60.
I'm gonna go with 65.
I'm so torn.
Now we're bidding.
63.
All right.
They don't do that though.
I know, that's
You
what I'm
can't.
thinking.
You
I'm
can't.
liking it. 63.
You
All
just
right.
want it
Now,
to
what
be
was the
free.
correct? What was the correct cost?
How much?
It's not 63.
She's the Bob Barker.
It's absolutely not 63.
Yeah, we knew
Okay.
that already.
Excellent.
We already knew that he lost.
So
So,
between 60 and
60 to
65.
65.
What do you think?
I very rarely see models priced with the 5, so I'm going to go 60.
Yes.
all right.
Interesting.
Nice.
But you win. All right.
What,
run it
is
at
it, do I
60.
win a brand new car or what do I win?
You win
You
a
run
Palatine.
you run a model that you're not allowed to play.
You win more wings. They're a little
Ooh.
cold.
Those wings were good.
They were
Sounds-
good, yeah.
Actually, sounds great.
Wings were fantastic.
You wanna share
Thank
those
you,
wings?
Magnus.
Magnus did nothing wrong. He
Mag-
gives you wings.
Magnus did nothing wrong besides interrupt stream because you know how hard it is to press
wrong.
buttons with wings in your
It's
hands.
tough.
Yeah.
But thank you, Denver.
Good prompts.
Hello, Titans. With the spread the sickness with COVID, I couldn't read that. With the spread the sickness DG secondary,
Yep.
does an objective become uncontaminated if my opponent caps it, or is it always contaminated?
They are always contaminated.
They're always contaminated.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's regardless of if they leave it.
Yeah.
We
So you
should
have to
invent
do
a
it-
rule. If they take a unit
that's
with
not why people are asking
flamers,
us.
they bring a unit with flamers, and that unit performs an action on that
Yeah.
objective.
They
can
Fauci it.
decontaminate the objective.
No,
Got it.
no.
You've so clearly been like in a room by yourself all day because you just want to chat, like extra on extra things. He's like, additionally, I think this should be.
No, but I think in this case, that the secondary is actually really tough because you have to infect different objectives
It's
every
really
time.
tough, yeah.
It's really hard to make it work.
It would be, yeah, it would be so punishing if you could clean it. There's also not a secondary, but a ability or a relic or warlord trait
Sure.
for one of them where you can actually like you like put like a contaminated corpse on a point.
Right.
And that objective has the contagion rule.
Contagion
for the
rule,
rest of the
yeah.
game.
Oh, that's cool.
So even if your opponents take it, they're like in contagion range.
That'd be good to drop on like a center objective,
Yeah,
right?
like domination style.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Chronix1011. Hi, Mel. So what's an embarrassing Adrian story that he wouldn't want you to tell? Also, how did the, hey, I'm going to quit my job and work on Tabletop Titans go?
How'd that go?
Don't ask me. Why is everyone looking at me?
I'm trying to like what embarrassing story shall I
Yeah.
tell?
We got to give Mel time to think of a story.
That's true.
So you tell us.
There's so many, but it's like,
Yeah.
there's some that I know you really hate me telling.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna have to
like-
donate more than 5 for that.
Yeah, that's right. The conversation went really well, though. I mean, like Mel, so I'm really, really lucky to have someone that's so supportive, and you know, you've always been like being a part of this and following this, so you knew how things were going, how well things were going, and so it was something we talked about. Obviously, like this is a new field. There's not many people that get to be professional Warhammers,
Yeah.
and so. But by the time we were like able to get there, it was exciting, and so you've been just really excited and proud and supportive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
It's
always
true, it's
super
true.
excited. It's so much fun to be here and like watch him get to do this. And but yeah, I think for a long time people didn't realize. I mean, all of this couch is like 7 jobs right now. Like
That's true.
Like Adrian was working
Yep.
a lot of jobs in the beginning to make it work, and so it was just slowly transitioning out of certain jobs.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
Ask
Still-
your guidance counselor about becoming a Warhammer player.
Yeah, that's right.
See what they say.
The careers of tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like when we went to the bank and just and we're like, okay, we'd like to open an account. What do you do? We're YouTubers. And they're like, all right. Sign us up an account. Sir.
Imagine trying to buy
But like, what do you do for
like
work?
a
though?
mortgage. Yeah. You go to try to get a mortgage, and they're like,
Yeah.
"So what do you do exactly?"
Yeah.
It's like we play with little men. But yeah, sorry, I just
I think that's the hardest
It's a
part.
funny
Is
reaction.
I'm in academia, and people are like, "What department is your husband in?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "He does the YouTubes." And then I have students being like, "Oh, I want to be an influencer." I'm like, "Not a real job." And they're like, "What does your husband do?" And I'm like, don't go to law school."
You
But-
should get them to write a paper about how a professor is just an influencer.
Ooh.
Am
Ooh.
I just an influencer? No one sends me. I need. Do I have merch?
You should get merch.
Just merch.
Like a conference is kind of merch.
Yeah, conferences
Yeah,
are
it
definitely
is.
merch. But yeah, I guess an embarrassing-ish story. Were you hoping I forgot? Never.
Here we go. Here we go.
have no
I
idea
mean,
what
I think it's not one of the ones you hate. It's kind of cute and adorable because we started dating when we were very young.
you're- Oh, yeah.
And so when Adrian picked me up on our first date in my car,
How does that work, Adrian?
Okay.
I stole it and then I returned it to her.
I got in the car and I was like, "I'm so excited." And he's like, "Great." I'm like, "Where are we going?" He's like, "What do you mean?" And I was
Oh
like,
no.
"Where are we going?"
Oh,
and he
no.
was like, "On a date." I'm like, "Where on the date?" He's like, "Let's pick."
Oh,
Let's find out.
No,
Like,
Adrian.
That was a
adventure.
very Adrian thing of you
Yeah.
to do.
And yeah, that's why it's a cute story because
I
it's
was
very
a child.
indicative of the rest of our lives together.
You've not changed.
Adrian.
Not at all.
He was like, I was hoping you'd pick.
And I did.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Adrian. It's endearing.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure that's exactly what she thought at the time. She's like, all right, this guy.
I mean, I kept dating
Can't
you.
get out of my
so-
own car.
You were just
At least she gets a
excited
lifetime of doing the things she wants to do, though.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
when you were just excited to be with her. You didn't care where you went.
How to end?
That's adorable.
It is adorable. You were adorable.
Good question.
Great. Thank you, Willie Gross.
Thank you.
I'm making sure I read that. Have you ever considered doing a top 5 ways to improve your game vid or something along those lines? Talk about unit movement, positioning, along with short visual examples, stuff like that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Are you
Yeah.
going to teach them the cup trick?
It's the water bottle.
fired.
It's the water bottle.
Yeah, the
thing.
water bottle. Like,
Yeah,
pro move.
that's right.
That mouse link was there the whole time. I don't even think about it. No, I won't do that.
No,
Far enough.
we've got a lot of videos in the works, right?
Yeah, exactly. So as we mentioned, so this week was the release of our first kind of video in the new studio, but we have a bunch of stuff in the works, and we're literally going to be doing multiple videos every single week. So obviously right now, we have some new books to talk about,
Yeah.
and that's kind of deciding what we're going to be talking about, but we also have tons of topics that are just going to just start coming out every week. Just
Yeah,
tons
we've
of
got
stuff.
like a how to play series that we're working on.
That's the big one.
That's
yeah.
a bigger one, and in there will be all of the most important kind of keys to playing the game. And are how to. A lot of people have done a how to play Warhammer, and they're focused on like the basics of the rules, like learning literally what the book says.
Yeah, this is
but what
the
the book
move
says tells you nothing about actually how you play Warhammer.
Yes.
It tells you what you can do, not what you should do.
Exactly.
And so our how to play is going to be how you actually should play the game, and the kind of unwritten rules of the game, the unwritten tempo and flow. So that series, I think, is going to be what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's still definitely some weeks out because it's a lot of work, but we're excited to put it out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Chronix1011. Also, unrelated to my first question, but I can make it related. Adrian without glasses is like Brian without a sweater. There, but not complete.
Yeah, it's not right.
That's true. You're not wrong.
And a little chilly.
And a little chilly. Might? Don't explain.
Don't
It's good. I
explain.
like
Yeah,
it.
don't explain.
Thank you, Cap and Yort. I need you all to know that I went into a store, looked for Vallejo blue-green, and was horrified to learn that Vallejo listed as green-blue.
Adrian, is our life a lie?
No, it says blue-green right here.
Okay.
Maybe that was a
I'll bet
misprint.
green blue is different paint.
I bet it is.
Are you lying through your teeth right now?
No, it does say blue green.
Like Brian, he would out me right now. Blue-green.
I'll bet green
That's
blue's a
wild.
different paint.
That's wild.
So, okay, I was browsing the YouTubes as I do.
Okay.
And I came across a video and it was like someone showing how to paint something.
Yeah.
And for some reason, something about the video caught my eye and I clicked on it. And like 30 seconds in, they're like, what you're going to want to do is get Vallejo blue-green here. And they like started, and I was like, oh, what is, yes. And I just watched the whole thing through. And it was like their primary paint for this like whole project that was really cool. And I was like, oh man, this it's out there now.
That's so good.
The secret's out.
That's amazing. I love it. I mean,
I'm gonna find out.
But it's true. Like a blue-green is literally a different color than a green-blue.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh man, don't buy green blue. It looks awful. Look at how different it is from blue green.
It's
Yeah.
more of like it looks like their emerald product.
Yeah.
You're not going to want that.
Whatever you
Get the
do,
good stuff.
don't buy Vallejo green blue.
Green blue.
Yeah.
That's a new meme. It's like it's blue-green, but the Bizarro.
It's the worst
version.
kind, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been such a good. I kind of wish it was.
What? That was backwards the whole time?
That would be funny.
That would be like in 10 years when someone Discord asks me what's an embarrassing story, I'll be like,
Yes.
early on in the channel.
We
2
spent
years.
a year talking about the wrong color.
We
That's why Vallejo never sponsored us.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, oh, so awkward.
We're going to have to find what the closest Reaper color is.
I
and,
know.
Oh, yeah.
and rep them.
Gotta look through there.
Thank you, Silent Eternal One. Always a pleasure to watch Guard. You guys should read Cyphus Kane.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't, living example of imposter syndrome, best commissar WTB model.
Want to buy model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. Like I was saying, my dad's read the series, and they're supposed to be really great and actually funny. So it's on my.
Isn't that this?
Whoa, let me see.
Cyphus Kane Omnibus?
Apparently.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
the whole, it's like a big collection.
It's all of
There
it.
you go.
That book does not look like it's been read.
Oh, it's
No, but this was.
This
sent to
was a
us
gift.
recently.
thick.
This was a gift that we
Okay.
recently got.
And
If
it's an omnibus too, so it's like multiple.
It can't be that. I mean,
If we had read this whole book since we got it, we would have been producing a lot less content.
That's true.
weak.
Mel reads through like
It's a long book.
a ridiculous amount. It's like a book a day. It's crazy.
A book this big a day?
Yeah.
But what? That's like 700 pages?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's around
750
700.
pages. That's too much.
No, that's fine.
I'm convinced she just like looks at the pages and then actually read them.
Maybe she has an eidetic memory. And she just snapshots every page and then reads it later.
Reads it later.
I think I've just been in
That's
grad
what
school
this
too
one
long.
looks. Except it also says blah 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 in my head.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And you're like,
How many times? Yeah.
I guess that means I can heroically intervene.
Yeah. How many times have you been like, this is definitely the rule. I know. I remember 100%. Definitely the rule. And then they're like,
No, not even close.
Thank you, Brian. Q&A question. Would being able to take a single unit of War Dog Armigers per night for no Force Org help list building thematically makes sense?
Do you run out of Force Org in the Super Heavy?
I
No.
don't think so, really.
Because how many slots do you get?
6?
6.
And you can already take them in units, can't you?
Yes.
So the answer is no.
So I think you'd be
I
fine.
don't think so. Yeah.
I think you're fine.
Unless you're taking 5 big knights and then a bunch of war dog. Like at 2,000 points, you
But you're
can't
out of
even
points. You're
you
out of
can't even
points.
do it.
Yeah, 2K you run out.
Yeah.
If you're trying to play big games, then sure.
But at big games, just make your own rules.
You get more CP.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
No, I agree. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think, yeah.
It's good.
Do you think
Good
it's
talk.
fine?
Yeah, it's fine. Good talk.
I think it's
Good
fine.
talk. Thank you, Logan. Hey, Titans. Been getting tabled with orcs, but what would you bring them up in in 9th edition? Need more rend on boys.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a start.
More rend.
Dem choppas need rend.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they also need something. Okay, it's either a pervasive strength, attack, or toughness.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but something needs to get better about a boy,
They
right?
need the witch treatment, right?
Sure.
It was exactly what we said about them, where like we need them to be either tougher or killier. Or
I
both.
want them to be tougher.
Me too.
I want them to be like tough boys.
Killing a orc shouldn't be as easy as like a
Like
guardsman.
yeah, basically like a
right?
guardsman.
Because they're higher toughness, but we're save.
Yeah.
It just feels bad. It's like doesn't match the lore at all, right?
Yeah. I want to see some better strength with them too.
In the spirit of 9th, I want them to be absurdly complicated. Like, per model, their stats change based on the number of nearby orcs. So per model, you have to count out how many orcs are in range.
Funny you should say that. I mean, like in Sigmar, that's literally how a lot of them work.
Could be
It's
good.
getting too complicated.
But I really,
is.
they definitely need, like the base boy,
Yeah.
I think needs to be terrifying.
Yeah. Like right now, they're just bodies, and
Yeah.
it's just not. That's
They're not good.
That's a minimum right now, and it's not. That's not how they should be.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
witches is an interesting comparison where it's like, that's your base troop unit and it's crazy lethal.
Yeah.
Boys should just be terrifying.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you brought boys? I lose. Like, jeez.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larison. If you could force GW to release any army of your choice, would you make something new or pick from the lore? And what would it be? I'd pick Men of Iron.
That'd be sick.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad. Yeah.
Bridger would take the mushroom men, for sure.
That would be pretty funny. Just to like meme the community. The community was convinced for so long, the beginning of 9th, that we were getting a new faction of Mushroom Men.
Yeah.
Because in a preview picture in the background,
There was like a weird
there
mushroom.
was a Mushroom Man.
Yeah, there was like a mushroom with like guns or
had,
something,
like,
like
gun
double guns.
arms,
And he was
yeah.
like a mushroom head dude.
Yes! Yes!
It's pretty cool.
I'd be down for it. And I can't think of an actual answer.
Squats. Your answer is squats.
Squats.
Bring back squats.
Well,
Unsquat the squats.
I don't think I want the squats.
no.
I think it's better to live on in history.
They're
you know?
more of a Sigmar army. Like,
Yeah.
not in like.
They're your Caradon overlords.
I mean, yeah, literally. But they're like
Yeah.
they're too whimsical and silly.
Sure.
Too whimsical.
Yeah.
I
They are.
You play orcs, Adrian.
Yeah, but that's like
The
that's
most
enough
whimsical
whimsy.
faction.
That's like all the whimsy you need.
No, you can never have too much whimsy.
This is the grim darkness of the dark future. That's dark.
yeah.
Yeah, where
Which
there's
needs more
like
whimsy.
one
I would-
quadrillion humans.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are different than the rest.
Yeah. Well, that's the other part of it that's a little weird, but they're like, yeah, they're just like, oh, they're not humans, and you're like, all right, well, are you trying to make this distinction? This is a weird thing
Oh,
too.
that's a little weird.
You
I
know?
think I would
They've-
want
They've
That's a
skirted
little
that.
a
It's
new. I think the Men of Iron is really cool. I think
Yeah.
they could do a lot with that. I think also another Xenos faction could be really cool.
Like Zotes? You want Zotes?
Sure, it
You
doesn't
heard
have
it
to
here
be
first.
Zotes,
Brian wants Zotes.
but I think that could a new Xenos faction could be a lot of fun.
It'd be cool.
Zotes. Okay, the funny thing that's kind of interesting about Zotes is there's very few armies that are all like ogre size,
Right.
right?
Oh man, I would play
Like if
so
they
much
did,
of that.
if they did an ogre-sized army,
Yeah.
where it's very few models, they're all pretty big,
Yeah.
and they're all kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
Now 40k, generally those armies are bad,
Yeah.
but if you had like a
You could do it.
a Groth type unit
Yeah.
that also just existed, then it could
Dude,
work.
could you imagine like a Zote with like a Gatling gun on his back?
That'd be
I
sick.
totally
You have
could.
mortar
Yeah.
Zotes.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be super cool.
Psyker Zotes. Oh,
Yeah.
Zone
combat Zotes.
throat says.
So yeah,
Great.
cool. New factions.
Thank you, Jordan. No, Adrian. The Shriek, GG, guys. Okay, there was no space. The Shriek, GG. I run DG 20 Plague Marines.
The streak.
The streak.
Oh,
they're
the
Streak.
the streak.
It's only a few days old, I think, but
Well, they're all tied up again. I run DG 20 Plague Marines, 2x5, 1 melee, and 1 shooty, 1x10. What to equip on the 10-man? Also use Tally, Foul, Bio, P.
What to put on? Okay, so what do you put on your Plague Marines?
plague flail.
You always put the Plague Flail.
That's it though, right?
That's usually kind
That's
of
what
it.
you
You
put
can
on it.
stop there and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
But if you've got a 10-man, what else can you put?
A second flail.
No. I was setting them up for that because that is the correct answer. You, sir, win a flail.
Yeah. Ding ding ding.
Not a ticket to Candyland.
No, the flails are your ticket to
They
Candyland.
come with
Alright,
a
alright.
ticket.
So it was actually a ticket to Candyland.
Yeah.
And so that is the correct answer.
Thank you. Thank
Now,
you.
if you had to put something else in, what do you think? What would it be?
We hate blade launchers now, right?
We don't hate them.
No,
They're like
There are no flails.
yeah.
There are no flails, but would you take? So here's my question, because like the plasma guns and the light launchers are both interesting, like or they're both secondarily interesting.
Yep.
Is there one you would pick over the other?
The blight launcher.
Plasma.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
You can't kill yourself.
Yeah, you're already doing the flat tube, the tube base without overcharging. It's assault.
Yeah.
I don't pick
It's a plague weapon.
either of them because they're good. I pick them because they're stylish, and I think Plasma's more stylish.
Plasma has like glowy effects, which is fun.
More
Everyone has
stylish.
plasma. Not everyone has like light launcher, you know.
But Death Guards specialize in
You
Plasma.
get to reroll once to wound with it.
But they don't.
I mean, like, they kind of do.
They kind of do, yeah. But so I think flail first, blight launcher second, everything else super third.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Robbie. No message, but thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Robbie.
For the support.
Thank you, Larison. My Men of Iron are led by UR025.
Yeah, that's a cool model.
Finds and uploads AI into anything he deems worthy. Castellan's Ghost,
Nice.
Keel, and Necromunda Ambots are all on my list.
Oh, that's
Oh,
neat.
wow. That would be such a cool army.
Right.
If you just, like, collected robots from every other army.
That'd be amazing.
That's pretty great. You know, it'd be fun. In the one hand, it's like they're pseudo Imperium, but that's the one thing they want to kill more than anything else.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Imperium, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because the Imperium's just been like out hunting them forever. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
That's so cool. I love it.
Thank you, Joseph. Hey, TTT. Any advice on getting up the table as jump packs, BA versus shooting plus units like Hive Guard, especially in long ways deployment?
Ooh. Well,
There's another question with this, too.
You have to
yeah,
Hold
go
it.
for it.
Hold it.
Oh.
Played Brian's no-pin list and got bodied. Even a DC couldn't get close. P.S. Painting the DC in real life, and my paint water looks exactly like Baja Blast.
No,
Nice.
get blasted.
Get
yeah, you gotta get
blasted.
blasted.
Okay.
Would not recommend though.
Would
That's
not
too blasted.
recommend.
That's too
0 out of
blasted.
10.
So it's going to be tough. Blood Angels are going to struggle. If they have screens and no line of sight shooting, you're going to have a tough time, especially Hive Guard. They're the perfect strength. They have good AP, and they ignore cover, which invalidates my answer. If they have no line of sight, get in cover, because the line of sight doesn't matter. Just be in the best place. You can deep strike yourself. You can get relatively reliable charges out of deep strike, but you have to clear their screens if you're going to do that. So I think a good Blood Angels army has some shooting to clear screens for your deep strike. That's my answer.
Do you know what you could do?
It's tough.
You could bridger this thing, and you could YOLO with
Full
your
army?
no. What you do with your you Forlorn Fury? Get into an aggressive, like you're hidden.
Turn one.
Turn one, even if you're
Yes.
not going first. Okay, let's say you're not going first. Get into a spot where they're not going to be able to shoot you with much other than the indirect. Pop your 5-up, feel no pain.
Yep.
They probably won't kill the whole squad, honestly. They probably won't. And then you charge them and wreck them. Like even if you only have a few left, you'll probably tear them up and then tie them up. And then the rest of your army is in reserve, or even if it's on the board. The funny thing is, if it's on the board, they have to shoot the Death Company.
Right.
And then you could do it.
Did your
Yeah.
Nopen list have Death Company? I don't think it did.
My open list did not.
But it had 30 Sandguard and Plasma Inceptors. And what you
Sure.
can do there, they can't kill all of it.
Yeah.
That's a ton of wounds, and it's very durable. You just put all your chips in the middle of the table.
You could.
They have to kill the Plasma Inceptors, or they lose. So they shoot the Plasma Inceptors, and then your Sandguard
Well,
touch
you
their whole army.
transhuman on those, and you might not even lose them
Yeah,
all.
they're deceptively tough.
Yeah.
And the other advantage that this strategy has is if you clear a screen and you can act on it, but then they can also immediately just recreate the screen if you're trying to like deep strike again and
Yeah.
do that stuff like that. Whereas this is like you're already all in. You don't have to like position to bring someone else in. So
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
But as we've talked about it, I think our better list would have 2 squads of Sandguard
Yeah.
and then 1 of Death Company, just to have the utility of the Death Company, right? So, yeah, Forlorn Fury could be your friend.
It's a real good strat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bobbert. Howdy, guys. Tomorrow I play my buddies Drukari with my BA. I don't want to be that guy and bring Eradicators, but I don't know what to do about the boats and fight last through the army. Love y'all.
I think it's
Play to
fun.
win.
First of all, the Eradicators aren't even good in that match.
We fought.
Well,
I fought 9 of them last
you
weekend.
do need shooting. If you can't crack the boats other than in melee, you have already lost the game. It's not even a game.
Hold on, you could go back and watch Salamander's game. It doesn't work because their range is so short. They're not the thing at the front of the army. So, right? So what's happening
Sure.
is the Eradicators are in your deployment zone or just a little out. His boats are in his deployment zone.
Right.
He can get out of his boats, advance and charge to the midboard, and so you can never shoot his tanks before he gets to wipe you off the midboard objectives, right?
Yeah.
So the Eradicators are not even actually that amazing in that match. By the time they're brought to bear, you're already out of your transports doing the thing you wanted to do, and it's already kind of a little too late.
Yeah.
So what shooting threat would you bring?
I have no idea.
Because if you can't crack the boats, you've lost.
Inceptors.
Yeah, Inceptors are more viable. They're at least faster.
They're mobile. You have to play the angles, right? The Raiders' biggest boon is obscuring terrain. And so if you have something that can either get on that terrain or get around it, that was the main thing, is I was able to, you know exactly where an Eradicator unit is capable of going, and you just make sure that you're safe. Whereas in Scepters, it's much more unpredictable. They have many more lines.
And Drakari's so fast that those boats can afford to be right at the back of the board.
Oh, totally.
Right?
100%.
There's no reason anyone has to have them on the line visible. It's not like a Rhino or something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Truth be told, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Truth be told, you also need other support, because if the vehicle dies, that's a minor inconvenience at that point. Because if your boat is in a place where it's going to get shot, you should be in a place where you're happy to just get out there, and now you're going to be safe and ready to charge again. It's like, shoot, we lost 3 inches and you're fine. So
The funny thing is,
you need to follow up with
you
something.
having transports is a way to counter their transports.
Yeah.
Because your army doesn't open transports that well either.
No.
Because you have to bring your guns out to shoot at my transports.
Right.
And then my guns can shoot your transports.
Right.
And you know what I mean? It starts to become a little more tricky.
That's where you need to put the pressure on, because the army doesn't do everything.
Yeah.
It does most things, but it actually doesn't shoot that well.
It
And
doesn't.
If it is shooting well, it's not fighting as well.
Yeah.
So
It's a really interesting matchup. This was Blood Angels in particular, was it?
Yeah.
that's gonna be cool.
It's a match we should try.
We should.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you, Tyler. Greetings from Pacifica Beach Taco Bell.
Ooh, nice.
20 racks, flat 3 healing Homunculus, and Kronos with strat to take them to turn 5 power from pain viable?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
English?
it's interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, because there's a way to boost a squad to the max power from pain after you kill something with the Kronos.
Right.
And so you're you have mega tough racks. You have the 5-up invuln right away.
Or the 4-up if they're your special ones.
Yeah,
right?
but you can't run the 20-man squad then.
Yeah, right.
But to me, that would also be a super interesting way to run it.
So the Kronos has to kill something first, and then they have to be in range of the Kronos?
I believe so, yeah.
That's kind of hard to do.
Before
But the Kronos,
it's relevant.
The
you know?
Kronos also already pairs with them well, right? Because everything
he
he
brings
kills
them
with
back.
the tentacle, it brings back some racks, right? I think it's the better way to bring stuff back rather than the D3 from the Warlord trait.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's you get D3
But combined, you could create a unit that's really hard to shift.
exactly.
Like you could just grab a flank and be like, this flank's mine, and it might just work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cool tactic.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Swerveter. Are y'all aware Dan Boyd of the 40K Badcast has a Blood Bowl team named the Baja Blasters?
Oh.
I think he and Bridger must share an affinity for the sweet blue-green nectar of our deity, Liv Moss.
Yeah.
Le Mas.
I'm gonna have to find out about this.
Get blasted.
Reproduce the Blood Bowl team. Then when we play Blood Bowl,
man.
I'll have the Baja
We
Blasters.
gotta have him come by, play his Baja Blast.
Yes.
That would be so amazing. You know the
First
Taco
gotta
Bell color
like,
is purple.
we gotta hang Baja Blast banners
Yeah.
Yes.
all around.
In the arena.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Good.
Well, that's amazing.
Thank you, KP.
Yeah.
Hey,
thank you,
thank you.
KP.
As automotive experts, what are the differences
Naturally.
between AWD, all-wheel
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 drive.
drive.
drive, four-wheel drive, symmetrical all-wheel drive, E all-wheel drive,
a lot of things.
SH all-wheel drive, S all-wheel C, 4x4 and 8x8.
So-
Which would work best in Nuno unit?
Nunavut.
Nunavut.
What? How did you guys know?
That's a
which
Canadian place.
one? Okay.
It's
You don't know
far
Nunavut?
north. It's very
No.
far
It's
north.
one of the provinces.
And why did?
It's one of the provinces in
Why
Canada.
did you not know what I was saying?
Yeah. What's the capital of Nunavut?
Oh no.
Come on,
It doesn't have a capital.
It has a capital.
It's all empty land.
None.
It is mostly empty land.
Nobody knows.
No, it's a Iqaluit.
What? You're just making up words.
This is an ancient language, I'll have you know.
Who is an angel?
I can tell you one thing I know about those different ways of wheels spinning is that they all have different acronyms,
Uh-huh.
definitively.
It's true. It's true.
and many of them are more similar than different.
Yep.
Yep.
I can say that AWD makes me want some A&W root beer, and now I'm real thirsty.
I
That's
know
not Baja Blast.
slightly more than you, Brian. The distinction between most of these is how the wheels are locked to each other.
That's right. Yeah.
Whether it's front and back axles, are they locked? Which axles are drive axles?
Right.
Left and right wheel, are those locked to be the same rotation? Because on ice, this matters.
It does, yeah.
You don't want only one wheel getting traction and the other one spinning.
I can tell you, if I can't take my 15-year-old Toyota Corolla there, I'm not meant to be there.
You're probably not meant for none of it.
Yeah, you're going to have to fly into that place. So,
If I can't get there in
I
the
don't
old
think you
Corolla,
can fly, unless your Corolla flies,
Is yours not?
Harry Potter style. Then,
That's a
don't-
no-wheel drive.
this is
one I
this is
understand.
like a legit dog sled place.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Thanks, Kiki.
excellent. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks.
If GW is moving away from Original Marines,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I guess so.
what about Deathwing? Have a good Friday. Pun indeed, maybe intended.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's Good Friday.
Good Friday. Is
Yeah.
that today?
No, tomorrow. Is it midnight? Who knows?
Today is Thursday,
Oh, is
What
it?
day is it?
I don't actually know.
so I'm told.
Yeah.
You definitely don't know.
I don't know. All the days blend together.
Yeah, so I think for those chapters that are dedicated to these like specific units, specific models, etc., I think we'll see them sticking around for longer for sure. Obviously, Grey Knights. James famously said that they would not be doing Primaris versions of them. So
That's what they would say, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, none of us actually believe
I
them. but
just
they did
got
say
this
that.
army. They better not.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the
You
thing. It's
just
been
asked
eroding.
for it.
It's
Yeah.
been eroding, right? Like now Deathwing keyword is on your Blade Guard
Yeah.
Yeah.
and your
But it's
Redemptors.
still way better on the stunties.
True, but it's like it's eroding is all I'm saying. Like even like Death Company now is on Primaris Intercessors.
Yeah.
And so they're like branching out slowly but surely.
They've been so smart about this whole release. I'll be honest. And they played the longest game, right?
Yeah.
When the Primaris Marines were first announced, everyone was like, "Outrage! What is this? You're gonna replace my Marines?"
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Here's the rules," and we're like, "Oh, they're terrible. Okay, it's
Yeah.
fine. We're gonna
Wait,
keep
it's
playing."
still all Marines were terrible.
Yeah. And every year they got a little better,
Yeah.
a little better, until the point where we're like, "Okay, we love these models.
Yeah,
Can we
just
please
make them
play
good."
And
Yeah.
then they're like, "Okay, here's like the Broke Codex where it's like all Primaris," and everyone's like, okay."
This is good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And they were so smart. They turned
Yeah.
something that could have been a PR nightmare into something that people actually wanted.
Yeah.
And so maybe they're doing the same thing with this too. Like, they know a thing or two.
Yeah.
You know.
They just want you to buy the same thing twice.
I mean, yeah. I do.
They've got us. They got us.
Thank you, 4TL45. Would what you guys use for judiciar conversion? I don't want. I imagine they're trying to say, what would you guys use for a judiciar conversion? I don't want to pay 89 pounds for one model, but not sure
that how
what
much
to
it is?
use.
What?
Especially the hourglass they have.
Whoa.
No
that's-
way.
If that's how
$90?
much, if that's how much it costs, that's too much. So how do you make your own J Daddy?
J Daddy.
How do you do it?
There's a lot of things you can do, honestly.
The hourglass is kind of weird.
It's tough to find.
No, but I mean, like, it's kind of weird.
Oh, they don't like it or they want it?
I don't
You
think they like it.
You don't like the hourglass?
I don't really love it.
It's a little tacky.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like,
it.
You
They're just like,
Italians running
they're
it
just
out.
like, stop. You cannot fight until this goes. And they're like, what? Is he serious? And then they're like stabbing you while he's like doing it.
That's all it is.
That's how it works. Yeah.
I think we just proved it's necessary to the model.
I was gonna say, if you need hourglasses,
You know what they could do?
Nighthaunt.
They could like get one of the like hypnotized coins.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
he's just
yeah.
like
Like a watch.
hypnotizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be even better.
So, I mean, I have some ideas. I don't know which ones are, which, if any, are cheaper for you, but just some quick suggestions, right? So you have Stormcast models, like awesome Space Marine conversions for those weird kind of things, especially ones that have like the pseudo
There's some
ropes.
cool bits.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still expensive.
There's
too,
even a
but
Stormcast
Yeah,
holding
I
a
know.
lantern.
Yes, the Lantern guy would make a great Judiciaire.
There's a lot of those around. They came in starter sets.
Yeah, if you have access to the other models from Indominus, like the ancient,
Even the chaplain model on foot,
chaplain.
you could turn him into
a
stuff.
lot of these things make for great conversions.
Yeah.
What else? What's
Could you
another way?
make your own like mime? And he's putting up like a glass wall. Yes. And you paint him with mime face.
You get a Harlequin mask.
Yeah.
But it's like, the mask is like too small for his face. It's like right here.
Yeah.
And you can see the rest of his face around it.
And it's painted though with the white.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How, I don't know in the lore why. Somebody's got to tell me. He's got some like, what is the? He's got like a moment shackle type thing or something, right?
I guess.
Like
he
I've
stops
never
time.
actually.
Nobody's read the lore of the new stuff.
So
The J Daddy.
Another slight digression, but the suppressors Why do they make it so they?
I'm sorry,
The
confabulators?
confabulators. Why do they make it so you can't Overwatch? Do you know why?
Because it's
you're
really
being
loud.
shot at.
Yes, literally. I was like, because they have like little canisters, and in a lot of the art they have like smoke coming out of them. So you'd think it'd be a smoke screen. Yes, Mel?
Clarifier from the super chatter.
Yeah.
89 pounds is the price of the honored of the chapter box.
Oh, yeah, which
with
is what it
the
comes in.
Judiciary in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that box.
Okay. Hold on one second. So yeah, you'd be like, oh, they're shooting smoke or whatever, and then you look at the lore, and it's like, no, really, they just shoot at people and they take fire. I'm like, as opposed to like every other gun.
Yeah.
Well-
it's like this knight shoots at you with Call's rats, and then you're just like standing straight up at it.
Like we know they make the model, they write the rules, and then they write the lore, but like clearly the first person had an intent for this model that made sense, and other people were like, nah, they just like suppressing fire, like Archer this thing.
Maybe,
you know?
okay, maybe the bullets have like a hologram projector and it makes it look like those giant bullet bills from Mario.
Yes.
So they're just coming at you and you're like, what is,
Any
oh
other explanation? I'd be like, yeah, totally, I get it.
I'd buy that one.
Yeah. So
It should come with the bullet bill model though that's more like an endless spell and
yeah.
it kind of goes towards them.
Exactly.
But when it gets there, it's nothing because it's just a hologram.
Precisely.
If
It's like
their
a Death Strike missile.
goal was that the shooting at you is what suppresses you, they should get like 20 shots on 6s.
Yes, and that's what it like.
That would be awesome.
It
Tell me
says
that
it in
wouldn't
the
be
lore.
awesome.
That'd be tight.
Anyways.
What we're trying to say is legit use any Space Marine character, and you could make it work. Like we've done this before, where we've made anything out of anything, and you just find one weird bit that's like your chromatron thing that they're using, and just make it work.
Make them cool, make them weird.
Nobody's gonna care as long as it's not clearly looking like some other model in your
Yeah,
army.
that's the number one.
It's totally fine.
Clearly just steal some Sylvaneth bits. It will fix all your problems.
Ooh.
Thank you, Josh. Y'all got me into Warhammer Tabletop.
We're so
I've
sorry.
started a sister's army. Should I go 100% Repentia?
100%? Well, you can only have 27, so.
But let's say 27 is 100%.
Hold on. Like we got you into Warhammer. We don't want to get you to lose your friends also.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a fine line here. Yeah.
Okay, you can have friends or you can win. You can't have both.
You lose friends, but you gain 27 Repentia, which
right.
could be your new friends.
27 is a lot of friends.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Too many friends.
To actually answer the question, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's pretty
In
good.
the purely competitive sense, 100%.
If this was
yes.
your main army,
Yeah.
and you were going to take it to events, you should have that in your pocket.
for sure.
Like you're not going to take it on every list,
No.
but it would be something you want to be able to experiment with.
Yeah. You can take it on like almost every list.
Yeah.
They're too good. Like
This is Adrian's. He's saying that for real. Like, yes, of course, you take them in almost every list. You'll be like, I toned it down a little bit. There's one less.
26
26,
Repentia.
not
Yeah.
one less squad.
Yeah, it's not one less squad. There's one less.
I have chill. Like I play Crusade right now.
If only they knew you before, Adrian.
Yeah, when I first started playing, I was terrible. I was like, oh man,
You were annoying.
this is cheese and whatever. And I had that whole like toxic mindset. And I was
that's
like,
not.
after watching me flounder in tournaments for I don't know the beginning bit of whatever time was, and she's like, every time you say something cheese, you just mean it's good. I'm like, she's right. She's literally. I'm like neuter. Like I'm like gifting myself for no reason other than I'm choosing to not take something competitive to a tournament.
Yeah.
When you're playing with your friends, when you're playing a different context, sure. But when you go to a tournament, it's like the understanding should be that you are trying to win the game.
Yeah.
With those tools.
Without bending the rules, though. I don't.
Of course,
That's
no.
that's where we draw the line, where people stay up all night looking for ways to find rules interactions that were not intended.
Flail succubus.
Yeah, sure, exactly. And that's the thing that they're excited to take to the tournament.
No.
That's the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
But finding genuine combinations that are like the strongest thing, even if it's like the strongest thing now, and you know it's only going to be good for the next 6 weeks because they'll probably, adjust it or something.
There's a difference, yeah.
There's a difference, yeah.
And you can that's it. And you can go to a tournament with each of these different expectations, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can take a not completely optimized list.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And you should also do yourself the credit of like adjusting your expectations. You're like, cool,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to a 6-round event. I want to go, 4-2 or 3-3, and like be happy with that because that's awesome.
6-0.
You don't have to.
Gotta go 6-0.
You don't always have to go for 6-0 unless you're a monster like us. So, like,
All
it's
right,
whatever you enjoy.
You do you, I guess.
You could go 1-5, and as long as you have a great time,
Yeah, you got to have a great time either way.
Yeah. Yes.
2 points. 1, Brendan, your brother, says you've lost your honor and our family's
That's
honor.
true. Yeah.
Ooh.
2,
Yeah.
it's fine unless you come home to your wife and complain for the next 2 days that you lost.
It's true.
After like sitting there and like talking with your team about how you hate all the people that play the cheese.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we lost to the cheese.
That's why I wanted to say it was toxic because it's like don't be upset at people for playing the game that way. especially in the correct context. And I was like, I'm glad. Anyways, you show me the way.
Also, Brendan should be
monster.
asleep.
This is the way.
Oh, Brendan said that in chat.
Yeah, Brendan's in chat. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Brendan.
Thank you, Josh, a different Josh Steiner. If it makes you feel better, Adrian, when I first dated a guy in 7th year, someone asked if we were going out, and I said, well, we haven't gone anywhere yet.
That's the last time this booked you.
And you never did.
Yeah.
To give Adrian some credit, it was his first date.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He didn't know how it went.
that's right.
Thank you, Bladewing365. I just ordered a bunch of Irish chocolate to send you guys. Get hyped.
Whoa.
I am
Yeah.
We've actually made an embarrassingly large dent in our Canadian chocolate.
That's right.
Um,
You swore it off yesterday, and then today you
You had some more?
had some more. You did.
we gotta get rid of it
I
somehow.
was like, oh, mine's like coffee's crisps. And you're like, oh, I'll take that back.
Yeah. we were divvying up bags of coffee, Chris, so I had to
Yeah.
take one. What do you want from me?
Yeah, so thank you so much.
I'm only human.
Adrian keeps leaving bags next to me while I'm working, and I'm like, this isn't fair.
I
Like,
didn't realize I also took, I left you all the giant bars too. They're
Yeah.
all super
Oh,
size.
no.
She's like, how many of these are you eating? And I was like, we have like 6. I didn't realize I was talking about the small ones. And she's like,
I was like, okay, get on the Peloton.
yeah, exactly. So,
Wow,
thank you.
wow, having the bag.
Yes.
coffee
Naturally,
crisp.
you're like, oh, I'll go work
Yeah.
for this, you know?
We're gonna need this energy to run.
Yeah, totally.
I have to bring snacks on my ride on Saturday, so I'll just grab
Exactly.
that. Thank you, the last Louderman. What's up, Titans? Would you be so kind to give me a quick 2,000 point Grey Knights list? Go.
This is not easy. One of the things I like right now is 2 squads of the interceptors, sorry.
Interceptors.
It's interceptors
Yeah.
because they have so much utility just for getting up on points.
Yeah.
So I think they're great. And when I say 2 squads, I'm even talking like 10-man squads
10, yeah.
because you could do real work for them.
That's cool.
And you can get spells right up in people's faces if you need them. You can put a lot of Stormbolters. So anyways, I love them. They're cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the troop Terminators a bit. I don't own much of them, but I think that that's something that can actually sit on a point it can hold.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty regularly taking 2 Librarians.
Yeah.
A lot of people swear by the Apothecary, the like Inner Fire Apothecary, which is like, cool. That's a fun little trick you can do.
Right.
You can do a lot of mortal wounds if you really want to, which is kind of fun. You got that Brother Captain in order to get those smites.
Naturally.
I generally will spam a bunch of 5-man strike squads as well because when you need to, you could just pump out the the wounds,
like
and then
that
you
a lot.
also have squads to throw away, right? That's we're kind of running out of points at that junction. If you're trying to make it good, like that's where I'm at.
And you find you're trying to, it sounds like you have a lot of characters. Are you keeping this to one
No.
detachment?
It's 1 patrol, 1 battalion.
Yeah.
Because you run out of HQ slots.
Yeah.
And so that's generally where I'm at.
Makes sense.
You could have paladin-based variants. The paladins, like every codex that comes out, makes the paladins less and less viable because everyone's prepped to kill some tough unit of Terminators, and they ain't that tough, right? Like not anymore.
They're also not the hardest hitting hammer anymore.
No.
Not by a long shot.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I like the more distributed threat. I like playing the army's surprising mobility. I like playing the Stormbolters, frankly, like the DACA.
Yeah.
And I like getting in just the right spot to psychic down a key target. Those things seem to work okay, but otherwise the army's in a very, 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 very tough spot. Very tough spot.
Great. Thank you, Cap'n
Cap'n
Yort.
Yort.
I've said it multiple times. It's getting late. It's struggling.
Yeah.
The blue-green, green-blue lore goes deep. Check out Vallejo 7808. The website says green-blue. The bottle in the pitcher says blue-green.
Oh. They
It is
goofed.
a conspiracy.
What was that number?
Wild.
70 period 808 period.
808.
We're fact-checking. Live
Ooh.
fact-checking.
Green blue. What the heck?
But then the bottle
says
does say
blue-green.
blue-green.
That's amazing.
Big yikes.
What's this? What?
And the number, wow.
Wow. I
Wow.
think we have to go to Reaper now.
They goofed.
We email them and be like, give us all
Fire
your
the
paid
CEO of
hotel.
Vallejo right now.
That's so wild.
I think it's a conspiracy, actually.
It's the same paint.
It's like the Bernstein Bears thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
conspiracy.
We won't get into that one.
No. That's it. I almost got into it.
Yeah.
I was like, ah.
Thank you. Magnus did nothing wrong.
Thank you.
Real random question.
Uh-huh.
What is each of your favorite foods? No reason. Go.
Ooh.
Free food from Magnus.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
That's my favorite food.
Cupcakes.
That's a good one.
I don't think this is helping him at all.
The perfect pizza.
Oh, but he can't get us that. Does anybody around here make good pizza?
Yeah.
You have a place you like,
don't
but I don't know if
deliver.
they deliver it. Yeah.
They don't. All the best pizzas. So,
Yeah.
because I love all of the things we all love, probably make us hate bad versions of that even
No,
more.
I will eat
No?
any and all macaroni and
Bad
cheese.
mac and cheese.
You can't
sucks.
make bad mac and
I'm
cheese.
bringing you the vegan mac and cheese that we have to eat because we can't eat cheese.
That's not mac and cheese.
It's not.
That's mac and
It's
not
not
cheese.
even that bad.
It's not
But I think it
bad.
would upset
It's
Bridger
not good
deeply.
either.
It's mac and not cheese, so
Yeah.
it's not mac and cheese.
Just macking on it. Yeah.
I think, I think mac and cheese can be horrible because it's not great. Like, you have high expectations of it, and it can just be like blah, like so flavorless.
Yeah, I've had that before.
There's places nearby that make mac and cheese, and there's like that's all they make.
Oh, no, I
and
can't
I've
do
ordered
that.
it, and it's just like this tastes like nothing. Like their cheese has no flavor. It's just bad.
Have you been to Home Plate in Oakland?
Home plate,
Ooh.
yes, I have been to home
I
plate.
do like
home
Home
plate's
Plate.
solid, yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
I can't eat mac and cheese for a whole meal. Like when you go to those places and
I
it's
can't.
like,
I could do that. I like a bacon,
like
like a
it.
bacon or lobster mac and cheese. I really like that.
So much.
I can
yeah.
eat
It's good though. I like
like 2 meals of mac and cheese. It's a problem.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. But as we're going into this, it's not just like cheap mac and cheese is bad because I actually genuinely like
Kraft
mac
mac's
and
good.
cheese.
Kraft mac and
Right?
cheese is
That's
delicious.
good.
But that's not the
There's
same
nothing
as-
wrong with that.
That's not the same as bad mac.
No,
and
that's
cheese.
not the same as bad.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like a specific thing.
That's what I figured.
It's like a
yeah.
genre of mac and cheese.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the main genre for me.
It's like a mac and cheese B movie, you know? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
it's like you could be totally into that.
Good about it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there.
Adrian, you didn't pick a favorite food.
Because I have to Adrian it. I don't know.
Well,
it's either
Did Adrian it?
is it burgers or sushi? It's one of those two.
Well, if you don't pick, you're getting nothing.
What if I get a sushi burger?
That sounds gross.
You've ordered a salmon burger before and it went horribly wrong.
That can go wrong.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you go just right. Or you get sushi with a little cooked beef inside.
Oh,
Ew.
I'm
Ew.
losing
Okay, he gets no
hope for
pick.
you.
Moving on.
No pick. He's been demoted. Thank you, KP. Titans, thanks for entertaining me on April Fools, and great job producing, Mel. Brian, did the tactic on top of page 46 in the infantry primer help you win? Did it?
That's right. What is it? What does it say?
Top of page 46. Hold on. Oh, I opened right to it. When bayoneting an oncoming foe, thrust firmly into the throat or chest to ensure the foe is dead. Repeat the procedure several times.
Jesus. Does it have a diagram of them doing it to a squad?
To an orc.
It's too hard.
He stabs an
it's a
orc in the
very short
throat,
orc.
and then he's like,
Yeah, you did that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Several times.
absolutely I did.
Yeah.
that's pretty great.
I
is a
did that
great
to
book.
like
I
your
love
tech
this
priest engines here.
Yeah. He didn't die though.
He didn't die. I repeated it, but he just didn't
I
die.
imagine he was like a turtle. Like once you knocked him down, he couldn't get back up from his
Yeah.
armor, and so you're just like, and he's like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that Magnus is now in chat being, and who that HE double hockey sticks has cupcakes, pizza, mac and cheese, and sushi around you guys. I mean, if it were to exist, it would exist in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
But,
There is a place.
In Berkeley.
Yeah, Berkeley,
Oh,
exactly.
Berkeley.
It's always in Berkeley.
Yeah.
Berkeley's got one of everything.
It might be in Berkeley, but on Uber, there's this place that's just like nighttime snacks, and it has all of those things. They're
It's
probably not good
horrible.
because it's
Yeah,
a
it's
company
probably-
that sells all
I
those
think this
things.
just seems
but-
like one person gets happy a day. Like,
yeah.
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 thank you, 4TL45. Just a quick shout out to Crypt Shadow. Crypt Shadow bought the Judiciary by itself from eBay. What a world we live in.
Oh.
That's the way to do it.
So
Yeah.
that whole thing. Where
Our
Adrian
answer was
went
great, though.
into a tangent was
It
not.
was terrible. No,
Our
that's
answer
awesome.
was awesome.
He's
That's a great way
actually,
to go.
you know, there's a cool thing about the Judiciary. I've actually painted several now. I think I have like 4 painted
Yeah,
Judiciaries. And I've done them all in slightly different styles. But he's got like his robe and he's like taking it off on the one side on his sword arm.
It's very sultry.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's like dropped his robe on the sword arm,
Yeah.
and he's got a sword without like the point on it. It's just like the executioner's sword.
Yeah.
He's got some personality. The face mask though, I really
You
don't
don't
like
like
it.
it.
I
I
really
like
don't
it.
like it.
But you don't like it.
It's anime-ish. My Dark Angels one,
is
I have
kinda
the chaplain head from the interrogator chaplain.
Right.
And that looks
Yeah, it's cool.
dope.
Yeah, so I'd consider. I stuck with the OG head on a bunch of them, but I'd consider changing the head. Yeah.
Chat called you out, Adrian, saying that your answer should have been Mel's cooking.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
But
Chat has the best answers all the time.
That's right.
I mean, no.
I won't exchange another embarrassing story. Moving on.
Oh no!
No.
I won't. She hates that one.
Thank you. Oh, I think this is the last one for the day.
Famous last words.
I know. They're going to super chat about that story, aren't they? Thank you, Nick Page. Just got into 40K in October.
Welcome.
It is what keeps me sober. Been clean from heroin since September 26th.
That's awesome.
Great
I
work.
just want to say thank you for what you guys do. Keep it up. You keep it up.
Yeah,
You keep
that's
it up.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great community, not just a great hobby,
Yeah.
right? And that's the whole thing that kept me in this game was the community and all the people around, and made so many great friends. Met all of you, everyone here I met through Warhammer.
Exactly.
So it's really so much more than it appears, you know?
It is,
Like
it
on the
really
one
is.
hand, you're just like painting your little toys, but on the other hand, it's like a global community, and what a great group.
It's a good
You know?
support structure.
It's totally
Absolutely.
rad.
Helps a lot of people.
Keep it up. Happy to help.
That is our last super
All
chat.
right.
No
Oh,
one
nice.
came through
Wow.
demanding that story.
Well, thank you
so.
guys for joining us for a very special episode of The Good Talk.
That's
right.
Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. Again, we had a really fun game today. Awesome time. We have more stuff ahead.
So much
Tomorrow-
cool stuff.
Yeah, tomorrow we have an unboxing of an army. We'll let you guys know as soon as possible. We'll do a post on YouTube as well. We have an exciting game Saturday with the Ultramarines, all that jazz. Next Tuesday we have
The Scions.
The Scions.
For the very first time.
And you'll be voting, if you're a member, on what we're going to be playing. Lots of exciting stuff. Definitely keep playing, and we'll check you guys out next time on the Tabletop.